I know y'all be getting tired of me talking about stuff like this, and y'all be thinking like I'm OD and I'm just dragging it, but I promise y'all I'm not. The example, the story time I'm finna give y'all is literally the reason why I be saying stuff I be saying. If the shoe fits, then wear a Cinderella. If not, keep scrolling. Don't be coming to my comments talking about some, well, not all, babes. Yeah, majority, but not all. Y'all be thinking I'm lying when I say that a lot of white women literally they do not like seeing a black woman do better than them. They do not like seeing a black woman who is prettier than them. They don't like seeing a black woman that overpasses them. As long as you're not doing better than them, then they're good. I'm friends, she's black, with a girl who runs track, and I was spending some time with her, like, you know, talking with her. I talked to her in a minute. I'm sitting on the couch or whatever, I'm on the phone, and I'm talking to her, and she's telling me about this teammate who's also her roommate. She's white. She started telling me about the passive and microaggressive behavior that her teammate would show her during practice and in her dorm room. And I'm like, okay, what do you mean? Explain. She told me about a situation where, like, every day at practice she beats her. Her times are always faster than hers. Like, you know, she overpasses her in everything she does. She said she would look at her white teammate whenever they would get done running and ask her if she's good, if she's okay, because she'd be huffing and puffing and breathing hard like she ain't took a breath in hours. And she said the white girl was just like side eye her, give her a dirty look, or just won't say nothing. Then she said there was this one time when they were in practice and they were doing time trials and they were running and whatnot, and she ended up beating her. My friend, the black girl, she's not the fastest on her team. There's maybe like a few people that's faster than her by a little bit, but she's like top 3, top 5. And the people that's faster than her, maybe by like a little bit, are not black, but still. There was one day in practice they were doing the time trials, and after everybody got done running, her roommate, the white girl, starts crying, and people start surrounding her, asking her what's wrong, and her teammate looks at her, not the other girls that's faster than her. She looks at my friend, the black girl, and goes, "She can't be better than me. She can't be better. She can't be faster than me." Like, white women do not like seeing black women surpass them. Like, I kid y'all, I'm not making this up. I looked at my fan, because we over the phone. I'm looking at my friend, I'm like, she said that out loud, or did she say that to you, or did you just hear it around the grapevine? She said no, she said that out loud. That's what she told the people that was checking on her, that was asking about her. She was like, she said it out loud. She said she cannot be better than me. She cannot be faster than me. Mind you, my friend, the black girl, is not the fastest on the team. She's top 5, but she is not the top fastest. Top fastest are not even black. But it's like she picked my friend down and was like, oh, she can't be better than me. She can't be faster than me. Do y'all see what I'm like? Do y'all see what I'm talking about though? Like, do y'all see what I mean? It's like I was having a conversation with my best friend like a week ago, and we got a kind of like a mini argument about this, because he was trying to say, well, Shay, not all white people are bad, not all white girls are bad. And I said, I'm not saying every white person is bad. You got to read the fruits of their spirits first. I was explaining to him, bro, a lot of these white people will smile and kiki in your face, because I think I've seen videos and I've met her teammate before. She's really sweet, super nice. But I was like, a lot of these white women will smile and kiki and haha in your face. A lot of these white people will smile and kiki and haha in your face. But when you're not around, you're having conversations with their families about how they feel about black people, how they feel about people of color. Low key, they be hiding, you know, envy in their heart. They be in these one-sided competitions with you. My friend was literally telling me that there's times where she would do things and say things and try to pick fights with her, and you could tell that she's doing it just to get a reaction out of her. That's what I'm not saying all white people are bad. I'm not saying all white women are bad. I am not. You know, I can read the fruits of the spirit of someone, and I can tell if they're like, you know, a genuine person or not. A lot of y'all, when you're dealing with white people, especially as a black woman, when you're dealing with white women, this is a tick for tack game. And I promise you, I win every time. This is a tick for tack game with them. You gotta have strategy when dealing with them. I told my friend, I said, you need to make sure you're praying over yourself. I said, you need to make sure you keep yourself prayed over, watch your back and whatnot, because to be around someone like that is dangerous. So it's very obvious that she's envious of you. It's very obvious that she's in this one-sided beef with you. And I said, anything that she can do to trip you up, get you in trouble, do anything to screw you up, she's going to do it. And then play victim and act like she ain't do nothing. I said, you need to be careful. This is what I be talking about. Like, I know y'all be thinking, oh, Shay's dramatic, Shay's just so super pro-black. No, like, these are real life situations that people are going through. It's a dangerous position to be in. Like, I don't.
Per my last video, when I was saying that people get upset when they see black women in abundance because they're so used to seeing black women struggle. See, I am not a psychologist, but I am a historian. So, for example, historically, palm-colored people in this country have always voted against their own interest just to maintain social capital. Meaning, palm-colored poor people should be aligning themselves with black and brown people, right? But instead, they align themselves with the elite palm-colored people, and then the same things that are created to attack black and brown people end up swallowing them whole as well. Because once those systems are in place, you're poor, and you don't have the resources to protect yourselves from those things. For example, the mass incarceration. Poor palm-colored people are constantly swallowed up, just like black and brown people. Not many, not at the inflated numbers that we are, but they do as well. They end up in the same underfunded schools and neighborhoods that are ignored, just like us. And they happily put up with this lack of resources, horrible housing, education, medical, just so they can maintain that at least I'm not an N-word. They will completely give all of their loyalty to these people, these elite people. We see it happening with Trump and his supporters now. He don't care about them, but they care so much more about focusing all their displaced anger on black and brown people because they want to maintain their social capital, which means nothing when you don't have the basic needs to survive. And they certainly are not thriving. And what upsets them even more is when they see a black person thriving, even though they might have came from the same or even worse circumstances, they're still mad at you. Like, how dare you thrive? How dare you thrive? I gave up everything so I can be better than you. And now you have the audacity to get better than me? Displaced anger. And that is the psychology of why people are so upset with black women when they have any kind of sort of abundance. Because these people literally gave up everything so they can make sure that they're just better than somebody, black women. So when black women thrive, they get so angry, like, how dare you? I need to feel better than you. I don't have anything else. All I have is my social capital. I'm better than black women. And when black women are thriving, displaced anger. Instead of aligning yourself with black women who you know will do the work with you and to combat the elites so we can all have better resources, they'd rather be like, no, I'm going to worship the elites. They're going to give me nothing in return, and I get to punch down on black women, and that's fine. You settled for less, and then we thrived regardless, and you're mad at us. That's why you're going to see so many people get angry when a black woman is doing anything out of the norm or a black woman is experiencing any kind of abundance. They're mad because they knew the agreement they made. The agreement with the elite was, I'm going to stick up for you. I'm going to worship you. I'm going to give you all of my devotion. And you just allow me to feel better than black women. And if I can't do that, I'm going to punish black women. I didn't make this shit up. It is what it is. I'm just a messenger. Excuse me, thank you.
I'm back again to the channel. I think family, one of the reasons why white women are so jealous of black women is because they don't want to see white women surpass them. They don't want to see a successful black woman. They don't want to see a successful black woman. When they see you looking very good, elegant, they see you're doing well, they feel jealous. That is where the jealousy comes from. These are the reasons why they are so jealous and obsessed with black women. They hate to see black excellence, especially women successful in America. They hate to see that. So because they feel like, they want all black women to, they want to see black women, looking tattered, struggling, feeling inferior. That is just so that they can now feel superior over everything. We all know how white people have always been jealous of black people, black women. So that is how they don't want to see successful black women. Like, your success is their pains. Your success is their pains. They always want to see you looking ghetto, I think. They always want to see you looking ghetto. Like, you as a black woman existing is making them uncomfortable. Talk more of when they see a successful one at that. So family. Well, these white women have this bitterness in them when they see you glowing. They have this bitterness in them when they see you looking outstanding. Like, they always want to see you looking shattered, looking tattered. I think they said what black women are only good at baby mamas. I saw a video of a white woman saying, black women are good at only baby mamas. Guys, these people are so upset. Let me leave you guys to watch to the end. I hear what more people have to say.
Being an attractive black woman is a threat. And before you roll your eyes, let me break down exactly what I'm talking about, because it's not even just about the looks. It's literally about the way you walk in a room like you belong there, because you do, but also the way that you carry yourself when you know your worth, the way you set boundaries and you stick to them, keyword. That kind of confidence, it makes other people feel uncomfortable. Suddenly you're not just pretty, but you're intimidating. Your standards now get labeled as arrogance. Your boundaries get called attitude. And your presence, they see it now as competition, period. But here's the truth. You're not a threat, but what you are is a mirror.
because you're reflecting back those insecurities that they haven't dealt with. Yeah, they haven't dealt with them. So you shine light on the parts of themselves that they wish they had the courage to embrace. So keep walking in with your head held high, girl. Keep loving on yourself and out loud, because the ones who can't handle it, well, the honest truth is we wouldn't want them anyways. They were never meant to stand beside you in the first place. So keep shining, girl.
Is this your G-Wagon?
Yes.
And what do you do for a living out here in Miami to be able to afford a G-Wagon?
I'm in the oil industry.
You're in the oil business?
Yes, oil business.
Are you a business owner?
I am.
How long have you been a business owner?
For like 16 years.
Over these 16 years across your companies, what's the most amount of money you made in a single year?
I don't know if I should say
Can you
that.
give me a range? Revenue, not personal, revenue.
Between 6 to 7 million.
$7 million.
Yes, $7 million.
So you're a millionaire.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go all over the world interviewing the world's most successful people. Could I get one quick minute with you for our channel real quick?
Sure.
Is that okay?
After this.
Is that okay?
Yes, 1 second.
Awesome. What is the best financial advice that you've ever received?
Well-behaved women rarely make history. Women who play by the rules, they won't really get anywhere. You got to break the rules.
Now, you're in the oil business.
I am.
What business has made you the most money?
I think manufacturing solar panels. And I think pumping crude oil.
What's the biggest deal you've ever closed?
It was like a $28 million deal.
$20 million.
Yeah, it was a $28 million deal. $28 million deal, but I got commission. It wasn't my deal, but I did it in Puerto Rico. I did it in the airport, and the commission was hefty.
In the oil business, or what was that?
In the oil business, and I was 21.
Are you a buyer or a seller?
I feel like I'm both, depending on what the market is. But I'm a seller. I sell.
Are you good at sales?
I can sell water to a fish. Well, I've been selling for years.
Right.
I've been selling for years, and I was in corporate customer service for 10 years, so I know how to deal with people.
What's your secret to selling?
You're not asking the wrong questions. You're asking the wrong person.
That's game right
Yeah,
there.
keep asking. Go get a loan, sign up for whatever. Closed mouths don't get fed, and don't be afraid. Just go. If you don't go to the banks, if you don't try and find lenders, you're not gonna know what you need.
So you weren't afraid to borrow money from
No,
banks?
I borrow money all the time.
Actually,
I do.
How do you leverage that debt into wealth, though?
Well, I spread it out, and I multiply it. A lot of the times you say, okay, this is where we're gonna spend it, but I budget it and I spread it out, and a lot of the times I pay it back before it even makes what it needs to make.
So if you lost everything tomorrow, could you make it all back?
Absolutely, I can make it in 10 phone calls.
So your network's important.
My network is hefty, big players.
Have you ever met a billionaire?
Dated billionaires.
You dated billionaires? What have you learned from all the billionaires that you've met, that you've interacted with, that you've networked with? What do billionaires do differently from everybody else?
I think that more than anything, they like to talk. They like quality time. They like listeners. And they can separate the doers from the non-doers. You're gonna be a student for life and be open to that. It doesn't matter where you are. I'm constantly learning, and I'm gonna learn until my last breath. So billionaires, they love that. It's the playground, and you gotta take notes. You gotta file taxes like a billionaire. You gotta be a big girl if you want to be with the big
Have you filed
boys.
taxes like a billionaire?
All the time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So do you pay a lot in taxes? Or
I mean, I have several trust accounts, so
what's the best way to not pay a lot of taxes? Because the wealthiest people I've met, they don't pay any taxes.
I would say knowing how to do business, knowing how to write off, and then of course actually securing your wealth. And I want to say making sure that you have that generational wealth by having trust accounts, by having certain portfolios, and filing it properly, doing business properly, and knowing exactly how you can write off. You really have to have a really good financial advisor and have a really crazy financial team. Like your team has to be hardcore. Invest in it. Invest in it, because the more you invest in the best financial advisors and the best tax attorneys, you're gonna save a lot of money.
Right.
Like when you build a team in every single part of your business, when you build the right team, they make money for you. In your sleep, you can trust everybody. I think your team, invest in your team.
So we got her coming out of the G-Wagon at the valet, and she is in, of all businesses, the oil business. You guys, if that puts anything in perspective, I want you guys to realize how much money is really out there in this world to be made, no matter what industry you are in, whether it's tech, finance, real estate, oil, energy. You never know how people are making their money. Great interview out here in Miami. We got to keep this one rolling and go get another one.
The first and only Black woman to own a hotel in Houston, Texas, is celebrating 3 years in business.
Since opening our doors, we've been dedicated to creating a one-of-a-kind hospitality experience for every guest who stays with us. In 2018, I made history by opening the first and currently only Black woman-owned and operated hostel in the U.S. After 5 successful years of running the hostel, I knew it was time to branch off to open our theme room boutique hotel. You see, with WonderStay, it's not just about providing a place to sleep. We're all about creating a unique hospitality experience. As a locally owned, woman-owned business, this journey has been very personal. From the start, I wanted WonderStay to be more than just a hotel. I wanted it to feel like home, a place where you're welcomed as family, whether you're here for a weekend or to celebrate something special.
Because when everything is going according to plan, Black women are made to believe that we can't have anything except struggle and survival. When we break out of the brainwashing, our opulent lives are offensive to them. They want us to shut up, smile, slave away in their corporations, and then go home and slave away in a kitchen. They want us broke and brainwashed, stressed and depressed, overweight and overwhelmed. But today and every day, I declare war on every lie, every limitation, and every low expectation placed on our lives. We are not here to shrink, we are here to shine. Some of our sisters don't understand. They think our beauty is arbitrary, when in fact, it's revolutionary. They mistake our grace for an absence of grit. In reality, it is silk-wrapped resilience. They don't understand luxury is a battlefield. Money is not the root of all evil. Money is the root of all influence. Imagine your vision with $1 billion budget. You're really telling me that wouldn't change the world? That wouldn't upset the system? Hell, that might even break the system. Keeping us impoverished kept us disenfranchised, but those days are over. We are now amassing soft power through the soft life and securing generational seats at the table. This may be new money, but it is paying some very old debts. Wealth is power, and although we are pretty, we didn't come to play pretty. We came to take everything they said we couldn't have.
If you are a Black woman, there is no career field or industry that is oversaturated. So if you want to do content creation, post the videos. If you want to sell lip gloss, sell the lip gloss. If you want to be a lawyer, go to law school. If you want to be a doctor, go to med school. You want to get a PhD, go to grad school. You want to be a teacher, please, we need more teachers. You want to be a plumber or an electrician, go to trade school. You want to work in entertainment, you can do that. You want to work in sports, by all means. You want to work in fashion, plenty of space for you. You want to work in music, they need you. I know these days it seems like everybody's getting an MBA and going to business school. Go to business school. Everybody can go to business school and there still wouldn't be enough of us in business. Go to business school. Don't get caught up in your social circle. If everyone you know is going to business school, that's fine. You will get to business school and realize there's not enough Black women there. Please, anything you want to do. You want to be an engineer, be an engineer. You want to work in construction, do that. Whatever it is, do not ever let your excuse for not doing something be that it's oversaturated. You want to sell cookbooks? Everybody wants to cook. Cooking with whoever, keep cooking. We need it.
The biggest reason that I know that white feminism is a real problem is just the perceived threat that so many white women feel from Black women just existing. Before I continue, I'm gonna reference myself as attractive. Yes, I know, shocker. I did this before and y'all got on my ass. I don't know what to say, we're gonna keep doing it. But as a Black woman, when you transition from unattractive to being perceived as attractive, you will notice a change in behavior from not only men, but also women, specifically white women. Especially when you don't fit a certain stereotype that they associate with your race and what they deem a Black woman should act like. It's almost like they don't know how to act with you and they end up, feeling this contempt. They implicitly know that they are the standard. They have been socialized to know that. It's been their experience to have men want them of any race. But in that, they also know that whiteness is sort of blankness. And I actually don't mean that in a mean way. I mean, it is the standard. It's the norm. It is the opposite of exoticism. So in their male-centered minds, they're thinking, yeah, in majority of cases, I'm going to get the guy. But when they want a little switch up, a change from their usual, that is when women of color, specifically Black women, become a big threat. It's a lot of them sort of know that a lot of girls look like them. A lot of pretty girls look like them. They can never account for the allure of a deviation from that norm. When they see an attractive Black woman, it's okay, I have to see it. How can I fight against this? I don't have the facilities to fight against this. And to compensate for that, I think that's why we see a lot of white women try to play into the features of women of color. The style, the slick backs, the lip filler, mannerisms, all of it. They want to be able to oscillate between all types of attractiveness, become this sort of maxed out woman who has every single thing a guy could ever want at any time. Because they are so used to being the standard, they cannot accept someone wanting something different. They kind of try to borrow parts of you to become that so that won't happen again. It's very interesting and it happens more than you think.
When white women are jealous, let's talk about it. Ours is a society that historically and does currently idealize white femininity, white women over any other type of woman. So many of our legal systems and our social systems subsist on this idea that white femininity is precious. Endemic to this too is the idea that white beauty, white femininity is the only sort of standard worth praising in our current society. And so people freak out when you move away from that. And when a society internalizes those really harmful, untrue messages, so too do the white women we pedestalize, right? They cling to that power, that message. And so obviously, therefore, when Black women receive praise or adulation or people compliment them on their beauty, their successes, it can rock the worlds of some white women. Suddenly it feels to them like their place in the world is no longer guaranteed. There is some sort of movement in this order of supremacy, so they obviously work to reassert and reposition themselves in that racial hierarchy. So when a Black woman talks about her job promotion or being complimented, or the fact that she's found this really great partner, like a really big personal life event maybe, a white woman who feels kind of confronted by that will kind of try to one-up them. They will tell a story about their own achievements, redirect the attention to themselves. These white women, again, not all white women, will like launch this competition in their heads all by themselves and will do anything to best the Black woman they now perceive as a competitor. Enter Amanda Batula. In the weeks since Scamanda broke, she's really developed this like very discernible pattern, which is anytime Ciara announces something exciting or does something exciting, she'll have to like try to one-up Ciara and get the attention away from her. Ciara is at the Euphoria premiere where she's like inundated with praise by celebs and fans alike, and then what happens like a day or two later? Well, like Amanda posts on her Instagram story for the first time about her mental health and then steps out with Wes. Ciara's gorgeous feature in Glamour magazine is published, and then suddenly Wes and Amanda have to go to a Yankees game very publicly and have to very publicly kiss each other so as to take away attention from Ciara. Or how about on April 22nd when it's announced that Ciara will be on the next season of Dancing with the Stars, and then the very next day during the Summer House reunion, Wes and Amanda make sure to be pap leaving together. They're a united front, but also they're trying to take the attention away from Ciara. And most recently, like yesterday, Ciara attends the Cannes Film Festival and is like very publicly photographed. She looks incredible and beautiful, and then Wes and Amanda are like finally seen together for the first time in a while, and it's definitely a pap walk. There is a pattern here, which is to say that Amanda is very actively and very consciously trying to best Ciara. Sure, maybe that's born of like a deep-seated insecurity, but also it's born of an either unconscious or conscious desire to like reassert the racial hierarchy that Amanda sees in her mind. It is always that deep. Summer House, but make it critical race theory?
The jealousy and envy that white mistresses felt towards enslaved Black women was layered and complex. It wasn't about wanting to be in their shoes, but about feeling like their position over Black women was threatened by their husband's sexual interest in them. And with Victorian morality casting white women as the symbol of the Madonna and Black women as the symbol of the whore, white women could lean into this framing to maintain their position of supremacy. This legacy persists today. Ideas of proper femininity, or what Raewyn Connell calls emphasized femininity, are built around whiteness. As a result, white women, even those who reject emphasized femininity, may feel an automatic entitlement to being admired in white supremacist patriarchal society, and therefore feel threatened by Black women's success. It's our responsibility to reflect honestly on when we felt competitive with Black women or threatened by Black women, or held them to unfair standards. For most of us, these responses are learned, not chosen, and they can be hard to face within ourselves, but it's an important step in creating true dynamics of allyship amongst women. Something Bell Hooks comments on a lot in her book is how when white women align themselves with white supremacy, this pushes Black women further towards the benevolent patriarchy being offered to them within their own communities. Check out my last video to see some of her quotes on this and hear a deeper analysis of this topic. And check out the full playlist for a lot more Bell Hooks content.
Oh, I do think that white people are absolutely jealous of Black people, specifically with the community, and also with like fashion and music and everything else that is appropriated. But by design of what whiteness is, it inherently lacks community, and I think we're absolutely jealous of that. And I've heard biracial people say that they do see that difference in their own families, because in addition to European cultures being more individualistic than cultures from Africa, South America, and indigenous North American cultures, the invention of whiteness in America erased a lot of ties to actual culture. So when I say like white people, Black community, I'm not talking about like Polish people or German people or Irish people. As I explained in my book, I just wrote the intro and I'm working on the conclusion today. Y'all keep me in your prayers. In the course of human history, white is a relatively new term. As we discussed in the introduction to this book, white is a North American term emerging from the 1600s as a term to justify the enslavement of Africans and squelch revolts from poor Europeans and indentured servants. Before this term, Europeans would identify with their nationalities. The Irish, Italians, Germans, French are all very different cultures. Thus, there is not the same communal tie to whiteness as there is for people from other communities. Further, since white was created to be a divider, a separator, it is not a happy identity. It is not something people want to admit they relate to. It doesn't have a rich, healthy history. Speaking as a white American who has conducted national level research on white Americans, we tend to say things like we have German, Irish, Italian, etc. ancestry, even if we have never been to those places. This is because all white Americans have ties to immigration, and because these identities are actual cultures, they do not have roots only in oppression. Now, we know who started colonization, right? So this is the book I'm trying to finish by Monday and send to the editor. There's a free chapter in my bio if you're interested on one of the unwritten rules of work. The book is predominantly about class, but I talk about 3 other identities that you can't talk about class without talking about these other identities, and race is absolutely one of them.
What's the most that you made in a single year?
In a day or in a year?
Both. What's both?
12 million in a year. I've made 150,000 in one day.
Talk about some of the logistics of your company.
So I essentially help my clients maximize their assets, minimize their taxes, and just strategize for true wealth. It's like estate planning, asset protection, private banking, trading, investing.
Okay. And what's some advice for someone who doesn't have any experience or any money who wants to get into your industry?
I would say a shifted paradigm is a wealthy mind. So if they can begin by changing the way that they view themselves and seeing themselves in a higher light, that honestly magnetizes the opportunities that they need to get into any industry or field.
What was the lowest point in your business, and how did you overcome those adversities?
That's a great question. The lowest time in my business, I would say, was when I was in network marketing. I was like 20, and I just lost everything. I lost everything, including my mind. And how I came back was by studying neuroscience. So like Joe Dispenza, breaking the habit of being yourself. Because, you know, you kind of get adapted to what you think about. So if you're aligned with an identity that says you're wealthy or you make a lot of money and you lose everything, sometimes people take their lives, sometimes people don't rebound.
Yeah.
So I was able to just study neuroscience and understand how the mind works, so that way I can apply those things to get back and be better.
And that really propelled you forward?
It actually helped me do better the second time around, because now I kind of understood the spiritual foundation that was necessary for me to be successful, versus before I was just chasing money.
Yeah.
Now I focus on maximizing my mind and let the money chase me.
Okay. How did you stumble across your business that you're in right now?
So honestly, I have a mentor. So I would always say have a mentor, because mentors help avoid mistakes. And my mentor just introduced, I got into the industry. I was trading.
Okay.
So I was like, well, where can I save my money so I can maximize it? I got it maximized. I thought I did, and they did it wrong. So my mentor introduced me to someone who showed me the proper way to do it, and we realized that 98% of agents don't know how to do it properly.
What do you do for marketing to get to your scale? Because you said you made $150,000 a day. How can someone do what you're doing?
So I did that through trading.
Okay.
So I would say trading is definitely a way. And then also Myron Golden is a great person to follow as well.
Okay.
Because he teaches individuals how to make $100,000 in a day, how to make $1 million in a day. So just having the right mentors helps you collapse decades into days.
What was an epiphany in your business that really took you to the next level?
These are really good questions. You came up with these on your own?
Yeah.
These are good questions.
Thank you.
I would say my coach, Stormy Wellington.
Okay.
She was the first Epiphany Bridge when I was 16, it was over 10 years ago. And honestly, what I did differently is just continue to reinvent yourself over and over and over and over again. Like, your best one is your last one.
Okay.
So focusing on the next one and visualizing what person do I need to become. Seeing how many of us make a lot of money, but we don't keep a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so I figured, well, because my brand is a millennial millionaire. So I said, well, if millennials wanted to be a millionaire, they need to know how to manage their money.
Yeah.
But there's no one who's cool showing money being managed. So
yeah. Sounds good. What was your name?
Alexis Holyfield.
Okay.
Yes.
And where can they find you at?
So my Instagram is at Alexis Holyfield _. I can be found on YouTube at The Millennial Millionaires, and LinkedIn is also Alexis Holyfield.
Cool. Hey, well, thank you for your time.
My first year, I made $1 million. God didn't just give me 1. He didn't just give me 2. He didn't just give me 3. He gave me 4.3 my first year.
$4.3 million.
My first year. That's how I knew something supernatural was happening, and I was the example. Because I worked so hard all my life to just figure it out. Bottle service, sold hair, did hair, graduated from Howard University. God just he didn't give up on me, but I just locked in. Wow. And I was locking in, but it was all seed time and harvest.
Wow.
So all the work I did for 33 years, it was like, all right, Natalie, what you gonna do now? I opened up my salon when I was 22 years old. No investor, no bank loans.
Yeah.
Literally, I was doing bottle service at everybody's favorite clubs, Stadium, Park, all the favorite clubs.
Yeah.
And I was flipping my bottle service money, buying hair, selling hair, saving the money. And I took $20,000 and I opened up my first business, brick and mortar. And at that moment, I realized that being an entrepreneur does not mean you're a boss.
Come on now.
I was working day in and day out, going to the bottle service at nighttime, sleepless nights, traveling across the world to do bottle service. I said, Natalie, the same grind that you have for bottle service, you need to find something and put that grind in over there.
They don't talk about this out loud, but the world has never made space for the classy Black woman.
The world has never made space for the classy Black woman. Not in palaces, not in boardrooms, not on magazine covers, until she placed herself there.
Because elegance on us doesn't just look good, it shakes systems.
She didn't arrive loud, she arrived luminous. Northwestern educated, global citizen, screen siren, feminist, not begging for approval, not playing by the script.
We weren't supposed to be this refined, this radiant, this rooted in our work.
She didn't just marry a prince. She reminded the world what royalty could look like. They celebrated others for tradition, yet scorned her for evolution. When she touched her bump, it was vanity. When she wore Dior, it was extravagance. When she spoke, it was strategy. As if elegance in a black woman must be earned or explained.
You see, class is marketed as a white woman's birthright. But when a black woman shows up in a red lip, slow speech, and a silk blouse, with standards, stillness, and no desire to be liked, people get uncomfortable. They want us loud, accessible, performing. But classy? That's too quiet, too powerful, too in control. They call it fake, but it's not fake, it's fluent.
They couldn't decode her softness. They couldn't box her brilliance. She wasn't angry. She wasn't loud. She was simply undeniable. And that made her dangerous. The world never made space for the classy black woman. So she made her own.
We've always known how to move with grace. They just never imagined that we do it without permission.
Private, powerful, laced in silk, sealed with intention.
When we're soft, they say we're weak. When we're selective, they call us cold. When we show up in luxury, they tell us we're trying to be white. No, we're just remembering who we are. Because class on a black woman, it's rhythm. It's ancestral. It's gold hoops and glossy lips. It's discernment. It's the ability to sit in silence and still own the...
Okay, thank you for watching that video, family. I hope you found it very interesting, and if you do so, please make sure to like, of course, support the channel by subscribing to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, and stay safe.